Variety Weekly News Podcast. Welcome to BWN Podcast, also known as Variety Weekly News Podcast. I'm the host, Rodney Variety. Let's start off the same way every week. I have my glasses on. Actually had my contacts on about like 5 minutes ago, but then I was sleeping in them and, I didn't have a lot of solution. I rubbed it and I put it in my eye. It didn't burn, but then I fell asleep in my contacts again. And so I was like, you know what? I cannot go through this podcast with contacts on. I got to switch my glasses. So I'm being honest. I'm in my glasses right now. I had my contacts on 5 minutes ago. I don't even know what that means, but I just want to let you know what the situation was with my contacts and my glasses. So today's one of those days where I'm switching it up. I'm in both of them, And, I just flew back from a family event. So that was a lot of fun over the weekend. I've been traveling a lot. Last weekend, I arrived back from my 2-week trip to Ghana, and it was a great trip. Very fun. It was awesome. Just spending time with family, my uncles, my aunts, my grandparents, my cousins. And let me tell you something. I have way more family than I realized. I knew I had a lot of family back in Ghana, but I met like everyone. I didn't even meet everyone. I met a lot of people. Not everyone, but it was a lot of people. I'm a little sick, so I'm going to cough a little bit. I apologize, but hey, I'm sick. What are you going to do, right? So I have way more family than I thought I did. And I got to meet a lot of them. And every time I go back, I learn so much about my family. I'm so used to being not having a lot of family in the U.S. In the U.S., I don't have a lot of family, so I'm used to not having a lot of family. But when I went back just this past time, I got everybody on WhatsApp. So now I'm in contact with my cousins constantly, all the time. Send them pictures, say what's up, what's going on, WhatsApp. That was good promo, right? They should give me. Anyways, so I'll just tell you a little bit about my trip, since, I was gone for so long and, it's so much fun and I love Ghana, West Africa. That's the name of the country I'm from, Ghana, West Africa. Check it out. You can Wikipedia it, Google it, whatever you need to do. Capital city, that's where I stayed. The name of that city is Accra. I stayed in Accra, but I also made trips to Cape Coast, Elmina, Kumasi, and Kaira. So Kaira is the village where I'm from, my whole family's from. And that's like the starting point of the history of my family. Now I'll tell you about Cape Coast and Elmina. At those two locations, there are slave castles. And those locations were where the white Europeans kept captured Africans prior to sending them on ships to the United States. It was very moving to be in the actual location and hear the stories of what happened in those locations. That was the second time I've been to those locations. And I'll tell you, once you go there the first time, it really changes your perspective on the world. And I'm African, and it changed my perspective on the world. So imagine if somebody who's not African goes to a place like that, it'll change your whole thought process, and really, it really will change your perspective on the world. So I think anybody who has a chance to go to Ghana and go to those castles, they need to go. It'll tell you a lot more about the world than a lot of history books would tell you. Now, after the two slave castles, went to Kakum National Park. It's a rainforest. They allow people to hike up to an area that is the same height as the canopies of the trees. And they have built bridges that have been built. There are bridges built between the trees to allow people to walk from tree to tree at the level of the canopies. Extremely high, but very beautiful. But it is scary. The trick is to not look down. Just look forward. Look up and forward. You can see all the canopies. You see all the beautiful trees, all the beautiful forests. Don't look down. Look up and look and look forward. Those are the things. It was amazing. It was a once in a lifetime experience. It was very, very beautiful. I don't know where else I could do that. Just walk and at the level of the canopies. It's amazing. After the canopies, there was a guided hike that people can take through the rainforest, and the guide explained all of the different. Started early with the mumbling and the stumbling. The guide explains all the different trees and plants. I saw a rubber tree. The sap was rubber. It was cool. They have a treehouse built in the rainforest for people to sleep there overnight if they want to experience what it's like to be in the rainforest. No electricity. You can bring a flashlight if you want. Just the sounds of the forest. And let me tell you something. I would do it. I would. It'd be interesting. Now, Accra, Accra is the capital city where I stayed. That was like my home base. Great place to be. Kwame Nkrumah Museum. That's where I went. He was the first president. Kwame Nkrumah was the first president of Ghana. Now, Ghana got its first. Man, it's been a while since I've been back, huh? I'm over here like, Also, I'm really tired today. It's Sunday night, so I will be posting this on Sunday night. So I just been a lot of traveling. Now, let me try this again because this information what I'm about to say is very important. Accra is where I stayed, and when I was in Accra, I went to the Kwame Nkrumah Museum. He was the first president of Ghana. Ghana was the first African country to gain independence. It was March 6th, 1957. Let me repeat that. March 6th, 1957. Let me put that in perspective. The U.S. Declaration of Independence was signed July 4th, 1776. Yes, that's a very drastic difference in when each country got independence. So people should always keep that in mind when they think about how the country is developing and the politics of the country. People should always keep that in mind. 1776, United States, Ghana, 1957. There's some people's grandparents that were like, I don't know, adults in 1957. So, now, Kumasi, that's another city in Ghana, which is one of the larger cities. Kumasi, I visited my cousins and my uncles. I was actually born in Kumasi. I went to the hospital where I was born. It's less crowded than Accra, more relaxed vibe. And it's the capital area for the Ashanti tribe, which is the most well-known tribe of Ghana. There's many different tribes in Ghana, but the Ashanti tribe is the tribe that a lot of people know. I'm not from the Ashanti tribe, also known as Ashanti tribe. I'm not from the Ashanti tribe. I am from the Kasinas. I'm a Kasina. They speak Kasim, so I'm not Ashanti. But it is very interesting to learn about different cultures, whether I'm in Ghana or somewhere else. So why not learn about different cultures? After going to Kumasi, I went up north to Kaira, which is the village where my family is actually from. You know, that's like, when I say it's a village, it's a village. Like they're farming, they're eating whatever they farm, they sell some of it. It's not a city. It is where people just farm and live off the land, and it's beautiful, really. Some of the best food we ate was from the village because it's fresh. And people say organic, real organic. The village is organic. That's what I'm going to tell you. That's real organic. Like I literally saw the rice that I ate sitting on the floor because it was still in the little stalks. They had to break the rice out of the little stalk before I could even eat it. So that is organic. Now, once we got to the village, there was drumming and dancing from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. And it was amazing. I did jump in to do some dancing. I want to put that out there. I did some dancing. Don't think I just went up there to just watch people dance. No, I participated. That's the village I'm from. Overall, it was a great trip. I loved it. I can't wait to go back. I don't even know when I go back, but let me tell you, the food, everything tastes better in Ghana because everything in Ghana is fresh from the tree, fresh from the ground. Everything's sweeter. Everything's richer. Everything's spicier. Everything tastes better. It's hard to explain, but if you go, you would know what I mean. Now, I hope everyone had a great 3 weeks. I know I did, but I hope everybody had a good time. I was gone, but, you know, I hope you had a good October, beginning of October, end of September. And yeah, so it's good to be back. It's good to be talking to everybody and seeing what's going on. Now, I will be performing November 9th and November 10th. November 9th, performing stand-up. Let me tell you what I'm doing. Performing stand-up in Pasquale's in Negani, Michigan, which is northern Michigan. Show starts at 9 p.m., but you can call ahead of time, get tickets. And then I will be performing in Sheboygan at the Fun Center in Sheboygan. I believe the show starts at 8:30, but call ahead of time, get tickets. That's Pascali's in Negani, Negaunee, Michigan, which is northern Michigan, 9 p.m., November 9th. November 10th, I am in the Fun Center in Sheboygan. Show starts, I believe, at 8:30, but call ahead of time. November 9th and November 10th, I am in northern Michigan on November 9th. November 10th, I am in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Now, I hope to see you guys there. I will have shirts available if you're interested. You can hit me up ahead of time, and I can get you the shirts, and then I could actually know the size that you need. Gotta sell the merch. Gotta sell the merch. If you want the merch, it's here. That's all I'm saying. I gotta have it available for you. So if you want the merch, it's available for you. Now, with that said, I hope to see you at the shows. On to the news. Last week, the world's longest flight, which was 10,400 miles from Singapore to Newark, New Jersey, landed. I'm sick. Oh my gosh. Last week, the world's longest flight, 10,400 miles from Singapore to Newark, New Jersey, landed. I just came from a long flight, and all I can say is no. I'm sure it's convenient, but that's a long time to be on a flight. It makes me realize I don't know anything about planes because all I can think about is the plane running out of gas. That's all I can think about. And New Jersey is a rude awakening to the U.S. I don't know if anybody's ever been to New Jersey, but once you get there, you'll find out what people from New Jersey are like. New Jersey is a rude awakening to the U.S., but it comes only second to New York. Yeah. So, and that seems to be where a lot of people tend to go. But if you get outside of those areas, you might feel a little bit different about the U.S. in the sense of people being not as rude. Yes. Emgality is the latest migraine drug that stops migraines before they begin. It's an injection, it's once a month, and it's subcutaneous, which means it's under the skin into the fat. Most medications in the past only helped manage the migraine once they started. This is a great advancement because it actually helps prevent migraines with one injection once a month. I've never had migraines, but everyone I know that has had migraines says how debilitating they are. All they can do is just sit there and say, it's too bright out. People are talking too loud. The sound. When people have migraines, everything triggers the migraine. Everything makes it worse. Basically, they have to sit inside, put a cold cloth on their head, put earplugs on. Like they have to shut out the world, and there's nothing else they can do. So I'm glad that they've made something for people who do have migraines. A 71-year-old woman found a 2.63 carat diamond at Arkansas's Crater of Diamonds State Park. This is the only reason I'd ever have to go to Arkansas. Yeah, I will go. I will go to stumble upon some diamonds. That's it. I don't even like diamonds, but hey, if I can find a 2.63 carat diamond, I can sell that on eBay. I mean, a Craigslist, wherever people sell things, Amazon. I guess, yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm thinking eBay. No, I should be selling on Amazon.com. It is only the biggest company in the world, right? Yes, I'm going. I'm going to Arkansas. I never thought I'd say that, but I said it. A Missouri man was arrested for allegedly posting a video showing people how to remove an ankle monitor and then posted the video. Yes, I have yet to watch the video, but I'm sure it's impressive. I always wondered, how do people take those things off? How do they take them off? And the better question is, why would you think you would get away with that? You're not getting away with that, sir. No, you're going to get caught. It's there to monitor you. Yeah, I doubt making and posting a video was worth the legal trouble. But yeah, there's literally no way he thought he was going to get away with that. This is impossible. It's like that's what it's there for, sir. But I guess, sometimes you just want the attention and the fame, so it's worth it. It's worth it. Hey, if I'm it's worth it. Spiders have infested the Chicago Transit Authority's trains. It sounds like an easy fix. Exterminators? That's about it. Get some exterminators. I don't even know if there's a news story really here. I mean, it just sounds like a little sanitary. It sounds like a pretty simple fix. I don't know why they spend a news story on it. I guess it's cute. It's cute. People like a little cute news story. Everything doesn't have to be so negative, right? So let me be positive about it. Hey, that's cool. I like the fact they had a little cute news article about spiders. Yeah. I'm actually not a fan of spiders, so I'd be taking an Uber or walking until the spider issue was fixed. Kleenex is rebranding its man-sized tissues as extra large. Yeah. The fact that they created a man-sized tissue lets me know that companies are just trying to capitalize on controversy now. The company knew that it was a terrible idea, but now companies just want the attention. This is what a company does. This is what companies do now. They do something crazy. They get called out for it. They get attention. They apologize. Then they rebrand. That's just what it is now. Every company is doing that. You thought the company that you liked had some integrity and they really, they stood for something? No. None of these companies stand for anything. They stand for money. And so, what's a little controversy to them? Nothing. Controversy means attention. That's what that means now. And apparently apologizing, all you have to do is apologize. That's it. You could do anything and just apologize. As long as it's not like crazy illegal. If anything's offensive and you get attention, you can just apologize. Oh, sorry. I didn't know it wasn't cool to call things man size. Kleenex. Actually, I'm sick right now, so I actually need a Kleenex. I do. Can you tell my voice sounds different? I'm pretty sure it sounds different because I feel like it sounds different. Now, Apple will be hosting a mystery product event on October 30th. Apple's been doing this a lot. I've noticed it. Mystery events. But is it really a mystery anymore? It's always the same thing. Always an announcement about the latest advancement in technology. That's what they do. That's all it is. So I look forward to that. Maybe it will be Halloween themed. A collaborative report published by the Natural Resources Defense Council showed that 23 out of 25 of the top U.S. burger chains were given grades of D's and F's when they were graded on the amount of antibiotics they used in their beef. That's a lot. This might be a little deep dive, but this is very interesting. So, what the deal is, what does that mean? Antibiotics used in the beef. What does that mean? This is what it means. Too much antibiotics are being used in the cattle being used for beef. The use can cause growth of bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics that are used to treat human diseases. Or humans may consume beef that has bacteria resistant to antibiotics and possibly make them sick. Possibly. Ultimately, that means burgers. Ultimately that means chains that make burgers. Ultimately it means I can't read. Ultimately that means the burger food chains are detrimental to the health of Americans, not only because the food has no nutrition, but also because the way the food is generated can lead to Americans not being able to kill bacteria that can kill us. Yes, that's twofold why we should stop eating junk food burgers. And this study was done on junk food burgers, but I don't know what the rate is on burgers that we would make ourselves. So that could possibly also have antibiotics in it that it's the same? Oh, I'm being told it's the same. It's the same. So, I guess, well, that's not really, that's not really comforting. So it doesn't matter what we do. We just have to stop eating beef and burgers. But I love meats. I love meat. I'm not going to stop eating a hamburger. I'm just not going to eat the ones that are less nutritious. I'm going to have to just take that hit with the antibiotic, I guess. Yes. I've been told. Yes. So, yeah. We got antibiotics in our meat. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that nearly 800 dietary supplements contained unapproved drug ingredients. According to the study, more than 50% of adults use dietary supplements, and it is a $35 billion industry. The presence of prescription medicines, often at unknown concentrations, which has been found in these dietary supplements. Prescription medications were found in dietary supplements that are over the counter. They're often at unknown concentrations, which means these supplements are essentially unapproved drugs that could be harmful to users' health. Sometimes they contain antidepressants or antihistamines, which have a lot of interactions with other medications. So it's definitely, you got to be careful when you're using herbal or supplements because they're not highly regulated. They're not highly regulated. So it may say it has this, but how much of that does it have in it? Not that much. Or it may have even additional things that you didn't know. So, like I said, they're not highly regulated. Be careful with supplements. Be careful with herbal medications. Now, most of the adulterated products, about 45% of them were marked for sexual enhancement, weight loss. Sexual enhancement. 45% were marketed for sexual enhancement. 41% were for weight loss, and 12% were for muscle building. So be careful with those three topics for those three different areas that could be used for herbals. Be careful with those. Make sure you double check the internet, double check with your pharmacist, double check with your doctor. So triple check. That's a triple check right there. Now, we got that out of the way. Something even more serious that everybody should know. Netflix now has 137 million subscribers. Yeah. Everybody's on Netflix. And if you're not, what are you doing? You're missing out. There's a lot of good stuff on Netflix. This is coming from a guy who doesn't really watch a lot of TV, but there's a lot of good stuff. I believe it that there are 137 million subscribers. That's how everybody watches TV now. You know, it's the present. It is the present. That is currently, Netflix is right now. It's right now. There's nothing more right now than Netflix. Netflix is, this is what I think. I think when we look back in history, the years, let's say 2013 to 2020, 2020, maybe stretching out to 2025 was the years of Netflix. My question is, how long will Netflix survive? Because they keep saying that they're not making a profit. Now, I can't really understand what's going to be after Netflix because I never really knew what was going to be after a VHS tape and regular TV. But I think I'm going to spend some time thinking about it because it's always something else. It's always more advanced. It's always something different. So to assume that Netflix is just going to be it forever, I don't know about that. If that is the future, I don't know about that. But all I can tell you is it's the present. Are we ready for a world without Netflix? I'm not. I could never go back. I mean, what would be next if we're talking about what would be next after Netflix? Because on demand TV, you watch it whenever you feel like it. I think the only next step is on demand production. Everybody gets to produce their own TV show. Everybody gets to determine everybody writes their own script. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's just more and more control with the TV show. So it's like, maybe we get to determine how the plot goes. Possibly. I'm just brainstorming. Can you tell I'm just brainstorming? In Norway, Europe's first underwater restaurant is almost complete. Scary. I think this is completely unnecessary and is just asking for trouble. I don't need anything underwater, to be honest with you. The only thing I need to be underwater are underwater animals. Everything else should be above water. I don't need any risks, no. Everything needs to be above water. And I don't want to, if they serve seafood, I don't want to see the seafood that I'm eating. That's actually kind of cruel. I don't want to see a fish fly by as I'm eating fish, okay? I don't eat steak in the middle of a farm, okay? That's not what I do. An Illinois man has grown the state's largest pumpkin, weighing 1,510 pounds, which is very impressive. And I was wondering, how could I grow a giant pumpkin? That would be cool. Can I just take any seeds? Can I just scatter it? Is there a certain way you have to water everything? Or how do I grow a giant pumpkin? I've seen pumpkins, but not giant ones. What do I have to do? Well, I looked into it. Okay. When I stop coughing, I tell you how to make a giant pumpkin. First things first, here's the 3 things. You need good seed, good soil, and good luck. Now, the Atlantic giant is the specific seed a person needs to plant to get a giant pumpkin. Also, use cow or horse manure in the soil to make it sure it's nutritious. The third thing, the soil pH must be 6.5 to 6.8. Make sure you're checking the pH. Make sure it's 6.5 to 6.8. And I guess the fourth thing, like they said, it's luck. Good luck. You need good luck. Now, this was fun. This is great. Oh, I should probably tell you when you should grow it, right? That's probably a good thing to know. So, when should you grow it? You should grow it. I just saw it. I believe you plant it in the spring. Plant it in the spring. When in doubt, plant it in the spring, because guess what? It's gonna be warm during the summer. So, with that said, that is Variety Weekly News Podcast for this week. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm a little sick. I'm a little tired. So, I sound a little different. But I'm glad to be back. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys next week. I see everybody next week. I have Variety Weekly News, the jokes. I'm back on that as well. Check it out on Instagram, Facebook. It's on Snap. It's on Twitter. Variety Weekly News jokes. Every week I put up a new episode on my Facebook page, and every day I post 2 jokes on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So check it out. It's just goofy. It's just fun. Got stand-up coming up. Doing stand-up November 9th, Northern Michigan, Negani at Piscarelli's, and November 10th at the Fun Center in Sheboygan. It's your boy. No. All right. Thank you. I'll see you next week. This was Variety Weekly News Podcast. Peace out. Variety Weekly News Podcast.